The identities of young men lying in unmarked graves at the Dozier School for Boys in Marianna are finally revealed.
Findings from FDLE's 5-month probe have been released today. And Eyewitness News reporter Lenitra Bennett joins us now with the details. Lenitra?
There were 31 unmarked graves at Dozier. The FDLE commissioner announced today that they've identified each and every one. Students who attended the reform school 50 years ago believe the individuals are victims of abusive staff members, but the commissioner says the investigation shows otherwise. The 31 unknown souls in this cemetery are finally identified.
It's taken boys like me, survivors, to force my state and our governor to do something about it.
That was Bryant Middleton back in December when he cried out over the cemetery at the Dozier School for Boys. He and his organization, the White House Boys Survivors, demanded the unmarked graves be identified. And after claiming they and the students in those graves were abuse victims, Governor Charlie Crist called for an investigation.
There is no evidence in any of these cases to suggest that the school or staff made any attempt to conceal any of the deaths. Further, there is no evidence to suggest that the school or the staff caused or contributed to any of these deaths.
FDLE's report shows that 24 out of the 31 individuals at the gravesite died from illnesses or accidents, including 8 students and 2 staff members who died in a dorm fire in 1914. One student was murdered by 4 others who were planning an escape. One ran away and was found dead under a local house 4 months later, and 5 did not have a cause of death listed.
There was no accounts that would lead us to believe that none of those deaths needed further review or investigation, which would require an exhumation order.
In addition to the 31 buried in the unmarked cemetery, the investigation also identified 50 student deaths that occurred from 1911 to 1973. FDLE says those deaths were mostly accidental or illness related.
And Lenitra, how did they go back after all these years and determine who was there and how they died?
The FDLE commissioner says they reviewed school ledgers, death certificates, and interviews from former residents and staff. The commissioner says the investigation into claims of student abuse at Dozier is still ongoing, but again, they say there is no evidence that the students in the unmarked graves died at the hands of any staff member at the school.
Well, Lenitra Bennett reporting live. Thank you for that.